Happy day, girls. So simplex method I am going to explain this problem. Here you can see maximum z equals to 4x1 plus 10x2. This is our objective function and these are our constraints. Clear? Now first what you have to do, you have to write the canonical form. For that, just given the question as it is, write the question as it is, and then add the slack variable if it is of a less than or equal to symbol. If it is a greater than or equal to symbol, you can add the surplus variable. Clear? So for the slack variable, what you have to do, you have to add s1 in the first constraint. So this will become equals to 50. For the second constraint, s2, this equal to 100, and this s3 equals to 90. So now what you have to do, you have to write this slack variables with the coefficient 0. And then just put this table. This is our initial iteration. Clear? CB, YB and x1, x2 are the decision variables. S1, S2, S3 are this variable. Last that you have to write it here. Clear? And then your xb. xb is your right hand side. And then theta equal to xb by pc. The first thing is, what you have to do, you have to write the slack variables. In the end enna irukko adha inga ezhudunum neenga. Clear? S1, S2, S3. And here you can see the coefficient of S1 is 0, S2 is 0, S3 is 0. So right here 0, 0, 0. Clear? And then for x1 you have to write this constraint. First constraint paranga 2x1, 1x2, s1 is 1, s2 and s3 is not there, so 0, 0, xb is your 50. And then second constraint 2, 5x2, 0 s1, 1 s2, 0 s3, 100. Third one 2x1, 3x2, 0 s1, 0 s2, 1 s3, 90. So இங்க வந்து வெறும் slack variable s1 மட்டும் இருக்கு. So I have put the s2 and s3 value as 0. Here s2 only is there. So s1 and s3 will be 0. Here s3 is there. So s1 and s2 will be 0. Is that clear? Now what you have to do, you have to multiply these two things. 0 into 2 plus in the bracket la எழுதுறேன். Okay. 0 into 2 plus another 0 into 2. Here also 0 into 2. எல்லாத்தையும் நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும், multiply பண்ணி you have to add. Obviously the value will become 0. இந்த term ஃபுல்லாகவே 0. ஸோ இதோட நீங்கள் இதை ஃபுல்லாக மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணும்போது obviously என்ன வரும், 0 தான். So our ZJ's values are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now here you have to write the coefficient of your x1 variable, coefficient of x2 variable which is in the objective function. This one is 0, this one is 0, this one is 0. இங்கேருந்து எடுத்து எழுதியிருக்கேன். ஓகேவா? Now Zj minus Cj. 0 minus 4. The answer is minus 4. Here 0 minus 10. Answer is minus 10. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. In these two things, minus 10 is the minimum value. So now what you have to do, this is your minus 10 is the minimum value among these two things. And the Zj minus Cj should be positive. எல்லாமே பாசிட்டிவாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா then our optimal solution is reached. But here there are two negatives are there. So in the ரெண்டு நெகட்டிவ்ல you have to choose the minimum one. This is the minimum one. So this column you have to choose. Clear? And then you have to divide this xb with this pc. This is your pc. The column the pc. This column is your xb. So the theta value is xb by pc. That means 50 by 1. 50. Here 100 by 5, which is 20. again 90 by 3 30. In this also you have to choose the minimum value. So நல்லா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, ரெண்டுத்துலேயுமே you have to choose the minimum value. Minimum value choose பண்ணிவிட்டு you have to see the element. This is your PR, pivotal row element. Clear? This is your pivotal element. Now we are going to write the pivotal row. For that, first what you have to decide, which variable enters and which variable leaves. Here you can see S2 is here and then X2 is here. So that means here S2 variable leaves and X2 variable enters. Clear? So நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, our aim is to convert this 5 into 1. That means if you divide by this 5 by 5, you will get it as 1. இப்போ நீங்கள் இங்கே ஒரு இடத்துல பண்ணுறீங்கன்னா you have to do it for the full row. Here you can see, you can extend this table like this, otherwise you can put a separate iterations for each of the things. Because of the space constraint, I am using this table as it is. Clear? So our pivotal element, you have to mark it as R2 by 5. Clear? Here you can put this S1 as it is. Here S2 leaves, X2 enters. That means here X2 and then third is S3. S3 coefficient is 0, X2 coefficient is 10.